Ladies and gentlemen, today is a good day. You may have seen my video yesterday on the aircraft textures in Ace Combat X and how they're of a lower resolution in the hangar and in flight than they are to the textures available in the aircraft records. Probably because of limitations of the PSP hardware, and probably couldn't run the game at decent speeds if it was loading high resolution textures. Of course, that's not a problem in the emulator, but we're still stuck with it. Now, at the time I was making the video yesterday, it didn't actually cross my mind if anything could be done about that. But I've been looking at it since, and it turns out it can. Now, mind you, I'm really not an expert on any of these matters, so I'm gonna probably sound like a complete noob throughout the video, so bear with me for a second. Now, I thought this would be a long shot because, well, it's modding, and any modding whatsoever that involves a game that's not a PC game is already a long shot, and it turns out that I was wrong. It's not modding per se, but it's merely, quote-unquote, a texture replacement, which is actually possible in the later versions of the PSP emulator. Now, if I just activate replace textures here, it will activate the stuff I have in the textures.ini file that's mentioned right here. And now I'd rather show you the work first here, because this is something. Look at this. Yep, it can be done. It's not just a theoretical possibility. It can be done today, right now. Taking the high quality aircraft texture from the aircraft records and replacing that with the hangar and the in-flight textures, which are actually slightly different. So that's two replacements to be done in the textures.ini file, but it can be done. I mean, look at this detail. It's just gorgeous. Now, of course, this is actually fairly easy, and allow me to display how it can be done. If you go here to Developer Tools, you'll see here the option Save New Textures. If you enable that, you'll notice that the game will have severe slowdowns, because what it'll actually be doing is saving every single texture you come across, be it a menu or an aircraft or even a ground texture in a mission. It will save all of those as image files to a dedicated folder in the PSP emulator folder. Sorry. And what you can then do is take their image files, their PNGs. So you can just take the aircraft textures that you want and put them in another folder, and take the name of any other texture you can replace and input them both in the textures.ini file. And I'll link the way to actually do this in the description. And it'll simply replace the texture with the one you're commanding it to. And, well, the aircraft textures, even though they're of different resolutions, they have the exact same model. They fit the aircraft model. So it's simply a matter of replacing the hangar texture and the in-flight texture with the one from the aircraft records, and lo and behold, what you'll get is the high-quality textures available to be used in flight. Hell, this doesn't open just the door for replacements. This also opens the door for custom skins, because you can just take the template for any of those textures and edit them in Photoshop or whatever to whatever way you see fit, and then you can simply load them in the game. Or, hell, you can even take skins, you're gonna like this PC, from Joint Assault. Oh yeah, the Broken Arrow Typhoon in Ace Combat X. Of course, mind you, it doesn't have the Griffiths emblem in the back because, of course, Giant Assault skins don't have emblems built into them because they're customizable. But still, it's remarkable. It can be done. It has been done. Now, I can claim no credit for this because it's simply based on information that's already been out there. It's been done for multiple PSP games already, and probably in a higher quality manner. Hell, there's games out there that have complete texture packs replacing everything in the game, and they look absolutely gorgeous. For now, all I can do about Ace Combat X is replace a few aircraft textures with the exact same ones but higher resolutions. But still, it's remarkable, and it can be done today. Of course, there are downsides to it. It's not all fun and games. Because, as it turns out, for whatever reason, and I can't possibly fathom why this happens, but every single mission loads a different aircraft texture. If you try and use the save textures command, you'll notice that every single time you change missions, it will actually output a new texture file, because the game has separate texture files for each aircraft, for each skin, for each of the 31 missions, which makes absolutely no sense considering that the textures between missions, they are exactly the same pixel by pixel, yet the game has 31 of them for every aircraft. 31 hangar skins and 31 in-flight skins, and I cannot possibly fathom why they simply didn't reference the same texture. Who knows? It seems like a rather wasteful manner to code, but hey, what do I know? I can't code for shit. Yeah, the consequence of that is that since you're essentially replacing files one by one, all I've actually done in my efforts here was replace them, replace the texture files from Skies of Deception, the first mission, with the ones that I've input. To do this for every single mission, I would have to... It would take me 61 lines of texture replacements just to replace a single skin for all missions. Now, what this means is that, considering there's, again, the hangar and the in-flight textures are slightly different, so that's 2 replacements per skin, 31 missions, 4 skins per aircraft, 40 aircraft in the game. That works out to just under 10,000 texture replacements, were you just to change every single skin in the game manually right now. Which is absurd. It's an absurd amount of manual labor, and it's certainly not something that's in my reach right now. Considering that, again, the texture files between missions for each aircraft skin are exactly the same, I assume there could potentially be a workaround there. Again, this is not my area of expertise, so I really don't know if it'll be possible, but I shall look into it. I shall inquire, and that would severely cut the amount of work required. But because for now, again, if you were to manually replace every single texture, every single skin in the game, it would take you 10,000 lines of notepad work, which is simply absurd. But again, proof of concept, it can be done. And yeah, it can be done, it has been done, and I'm quite happy about it, if I'm honest. I didn't expect to have this working overnight, but goddamn. Anyway, that's about it for now. I really can't go into it any further at this point because it's simply beyond my area of expertise, or well, I simply don't have the time to do it manually. So for now, please take this as proof of concept. You can replace aircraft skins in Ace Combat X and Joint Assault, but who cares about that one, with any other skins that fit the template, be it high resolution skins from the aircraft records or custom ones that you design yourself. And that to me makes today a very good day. Alright, see ya.